Writer-director Andrea Arnold is a one-off. She seems to be rooted in British urban realism, films like Fish Tank and this week's Bird. But she also directs hit TV series like Big Little Lies and surreal features like Cow. I quote, a close-up portrait of the daily life of two cows. It's an hour and a half long. My favourite quote of Andrea's is, I went to film school, you'd just never know it. My least favourite quote of hers is describing Bird, a staggeringly brilliant blend of Ken Loach and a grim fairy tale. Don't call it magic realism, she warns, but you've got to call it something.
I want to come.
Oh, you're not coming. No, go home.
The best I can do is tell you what happens. We meet Bailey, who's 12 going on 30. She's certainly the most mature person in the film. She looks at things, mostly birds, through her cheap cell phone until her dad barges in.
Hey, Bailey. Let's go home. Come on. Let's go.
Dad, why are you in such a good mood?
Bug, a heavily tattooed Barry Keoghan, is a hopeless optimist despite everything. He's got great news for his daughter, who has heard this before. Nevertheless, she hops up on the back of Bug's scooter. No one has a car or even a bike in Bird to see what's on his mind.
Yeah. Take this. Hey, careful with that. It's my cash cow, yeah? It's not an actual cow, but, you know. Let's go. Let's go.
It won't be a job. Nobody in this film has a job. What's most likely is Bug's girlfriend Kaylee is having another baby. I know, Kaylee and Bailey. Kaylee already has a 2-year-old girl, while Bailey has a slightly older brother Hunter who lives with them, and 3 far younger siblings who don't. But I've not told you Bug's news. He's bought Bailey a shiny purple outfit to wear as his and Kaylee's bridesmaid. That's right, they're getting married. And before Bailey can ask, Bug tells her they'll pay for it with his new cash cow. Not a cow, of course, a gigantic cane toad. You lick it to get high. It's money for nothing.
The toad. This drug toad's gonna pay for everything.
It's not all these crazy schemes that come to nothing.
Bailey doesn't want to hear any more. She takes off to join Hunter and his equally delusional gang of friends who see themselves as a sort of estuary Avengers going around righting wrongs. At the end of a long night, Bailey ends up fast asleep in a field, being woken up by horses and by a strangely dressed European chap calling himself Bird.
I'm Bird. Who are you?
It's none of your business.
Which is where the story really starts. Now, if you're not already an Andrea Arnold fan, unlike movie star Barry Keoghan, who turned down a big payday on Gladiator 2 for the chance to work with her for a pittance. Anyway, if you're not already committed, you may be saying, this is where the story starts. What story? This sounds crazy.
I don't care about your dream.
What do you mean you don't care about my dream?
You don't care.
But there's method to Andrea's eccentricity, not least her attitude to script. Most film school graduates lay out their structures carefully, each scene leading to another, every element designed to support the plot. Andrea Arnold's approach is more like a jigsaw. She starts with an attractive piece and then wonders what fits with it, what happens before, what happens later.
You're used to sorting it, aren't you? Taking care of things yourself.
She was initially fascinated by the character of Bird, who seemed to land in Bailey's world from out of nowhere. But it soon became clear it was entirely Bailey's story, or at least the story from Bailey's point of view. It's about her reconciling with her family and in some cases saving them. Who's the real Avenger here?
I'm about to make a lot of money. Gold hats on the side. Woo! Is it too real for ya? Is it too real for ya? Is it too real for ya?
But it's also about living her life. If Andrea Arnold's films are like anyone's, it might be Sean Baker of Anora fame. There's no judgment, there's just getting on with it. And if the solution may be a little unexpected magic, then these are people who deserve a bit of that.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
What is?
The day.
Don't worry, I'm not calling it anything. I'm just going to say it's one of the top 2 or 3 films I've seen in an already above-average movie year. I wonder if that's the key to saving the industry, a string of really good movies. It's an old trick, but it might just work.